G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report. It's early April and look, it looks like today, I just had a look at our Bureau of Meteorological Centre page or the app on my phone, and they reckon 18 to 28 today, maybe 29, so that's nice working weather, not too bad. But before I came up here, I actually had I was having a cuppa and put on the morning TV show, and they reckon there's a heat wave coming through, and they reckon mid to high 30s later in the week. So anyway, we'll see. Hopefully by then I'm at work and I'm sitting in my air conditioned office, but looking out the window. So we'll see what happens. But look, we've had a great weekend. I haven't done any mechanicking this weekend at all yet. We went away to a vintage machinery show up at Tigigi, which is north of Bundy Bear, about 30 k's on Saturday, and we were going ploughing and all that with the gold tractor, but we didn't end up getting the plough in from my mate's place in time, so we didn't do that, but a couple of my mates did, and yeah, they had a bit of a scratch around. Look, great day, had a good yarn, met a lot of people again, and we instead of going camping Friday night, getting on the scoot and doing the show Saturday, then Saturday night and come home Sunday, we've been trying to clean the shed up here and get it a nice tidy place so I can work, and yeah, with all the shuffle of the old Chevy and shifting tractors and that, well, what I mean, I thought it was important to actually get a bit of structure into place, so when I'm trying to fix things, I'm not looking for everything all the time, and I can walk, you know, without tripping over stuff and have a nice safe workplace. So what I ended up doing was I loaded up Friday evening, and I stayed home Friday night, and I went up to the show Saturday morning early, and went and had breakfast up there with them and had a yarn to my friends and all that sort of thing, and then we did the show for the day, and then they put on a great dinner, and look, it's only $20, and they put on a bushman's dinner, and it's they have a big pit in the ground and a heap of coals, and they keep a fire going under these camp ovens, and they cook up corned meat and vegetables and things like that. So looks like the dogs are just running out the door here. You never know what they're up to, a pair of buggers. They wait until I'm on the camera here and talking away or on the phone, and that's when they decide to head chasing kangaroos or do something like that. So anyway, I might have to leave half time and blow shit out of them. Yeah, we'll see. But no, we went to the show for the day, and look, I had a good time. Did the grand parade, and there was a couple of different tractors there. Now I've taken a little bit of footage of them. My mate Paul and Darren, they both have McDonald tractors, which are an Australian made tractor, very rare, and I've taken a little bit of footage of that. Okay, back again, the dog started barking, and the paddock next door, the neighbour's got a few weaners sitting in there, and they come up close to our fence and they eat up along the fence, and the dogs race out and bark at them, and Sansa, she's a shepherd cross border collie type bloody thing, very smart dog, but yeah, the other day she got through the fence, and I heard a bit of a ruckus next door, and she was rounding them up, so she got a kick in the arse and put on the chain, and she keeps looking through the fence, and I keep rousing on her now, but anyway, at the moment I've just put her on the chain at the front door of Bundy Bear's Shed here, and Kelly dog was over there helping too, so I blew shit out of her, and she's sitting in the bloody armchair here now, bloody not looking at me. So that's all right. But I suppose next thing I'll have the dog chain dragging across the front door or something in the video. So anyway, if you hear that, that's what it is. So, but yeah, back to the show we went to up at Tigigi. Yeah, these old McDonald tractors, they are rare as rock and horse pull, and yeah, my two mates have got one each, and they brought theirs up and had them putting over there. So I went and took a little bit of video footage of that for you, of those running. not a common thing to see, not even in Australia here. Yeah, there's not a lot of them around at all. I don't know how many they made, but look, they were back late 1930s, those tractors. So there was a Ronaldson Tippet tractor there they got going too, but I couldn't get over and get footage of it because we had the Gold tractor there and my mate Dave's tractor, and you'll see a bit of a sweep past. I did it with a video of some of the boards Dave made of where we'd been on our tractor treks over the time, and we had a couple of chairs there and a Queensland Tractor Spares gazebo, yeah, so we had a little bit of shade and things like that. And but yeah, you just got talking to people and you couldn't get away. You'd see something happening, like when they were starting the Ronaldson Tippet tractor and things like that. Well, you can't sort of say, look mate, catch you later, I'm going to watch this, piss off. It doesn't quite work that way. But so yeah, some things I couldn't get to video, and they only started it once for the day, so I thought perhaps I'd get a second chance later, but yeah, that didn't happen. I took a little clip too of a Chamberlain on the tractor pull. Now that's an orange tractor. It's a 90 Chamberlain 90. It's got a GM engine in it. They're an Australian made tractor too, made in Western Australia. There was a 70 and a 90, and yeah, look, they're a crowd pleaser. They're certainly loud on the exhaust and have a bit of a cackle to them being a Detroit. But anyway, yeah, there's a little bit of that. As something happened, I tried to grab the camera and scoot over and grab a little bit of footage, and but yeah, look, you just get very busy and busy just chatting. You're not doing anything particular, but you're busy. So, but anyway, we had a great show, and I got the Gold tractor back here again now, and I've had the carby on and off the Gold tractor. I cleaned up a carby for a bloke. It's a 28G Zenith, and he got on to me. He's just down Harvey Bay. I did two for him, and he said, one carby, he said, I can't get it to run. And I said, gee, that's odd. Normally I can set them up and we just pop them on the tractor and away they go. And the settings I use, people are telling me, they said, oh, we didn't even adjust it, it just went on and went. So he said he was having trouble with this carby. So I said, look, send it back up, will you? I'd like to see what's going on. And he said, I've pulled it all apart to have a look. And he said, I can't see anything that's wrong with it. So he said, I'll put it back together and send it up. And I said, yeah, okay, do that. And so anyway, I stripped it down and I went through it all again, and I cleaned all the little passages and the whole bit, did the whole box and dice, and put it on the Gold tractor. You think I could get that bloody thing to run? I ended up getting it with a heap of choke and buggering around. I could get it to run flat out, but no way would you start it and idle it without heaps of choke and things like that. So I stripped it down again, and I particularly looked at all the idle passages and things like that, and where the orifice was, the venturi was sitting and all that, and yeah, look, I really looked hard, went through it, you know, with tiny little micro drills, just checking holes and all that sort of thing, and blowing through, making sure I had air out of the right galleries, and put it all together. Won't bloody run. It's got me buggered. 4 times I've done that now, and I've come to the conclusion it's got to have a little crack down inside there, or there's a porous casting or something like that. So I'm chatting to the fella about it, and he said, look, and the Zenith, it's a 28G, but it looks a little bit different to the normal 28Gs I've had on most other carbies, so on most other Fergie 35s, and it's got little springs where it looks like a spring out of a set of points, to tell you the truth, where the idle speed wing nut is and things like that. It's just a little bit different, but that's no worries at all. You should be able to bang a carby on them and get them going. And so yeah, what he told me was he got the tractor from out at Narrabri, and I think he picked it up for next to nothing or nothing. I'm not sure, but it was a kit tractor. Yeah, he had to go and get the camshaft and the crank out of the chook pen, and the bloody bits of apparently it had been pulled apart and spread out, and over the years, and it had been apart for many years. And this old bloke, he thought, well, fine, he'll grab it and do it up. And I was talking to his mate Ray over the weekend, and I was telling him about the trouble I was having with this carb, and he's told him that we've got to have a cracked housing or something like that. I just can't. I've done probably hundreds of carbies, and I've never had one like this. So there's something wrong, but I can't actually see it. I can't actually see a physical crack or anything like that. But yeah, I can get it running flat out. But yeah, so we've got to see what the old fellow wants to do with his carby. Later in the week, he's gone out to help a friend do some work for a week, so he's gone. So we'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, I've had that carby on and off the gold tractor here, trying to get it sorted and tuned, and then I noticed with all the fiddling, the tune on Goldie's gone out of whack a little bit. So I need to actually sit down with Goldie again, and I'll just run through, because you take the carby on and off and on and off, and I didn't have a spare gasket, so there was a little mark in it, and I thought, bugger it, I'm going to this bang that gasket on. And I have the gaskets in stock in the shop there now, but yeah, so Goldie does need a slight little tune up, but she's sitting back there all cosy, ready to go. I've got the multi-power tractor, the one that we're going to do up specifically for tractor trekking. It's in a working bay with a gantry overhead now, so I can wheel that front axle out. That engine has a cracked front pulley on it. I have a new pulley here now. I have a new fuel tank for it. We're going to run through the tappets. It seems to run great. I've done the slashing with it 4 or 5 times now, and I don't believe there's any problems with the engine or the clutch or anything like that. That seems to be good. So I've got that there in a bay with a gantry above it. The 135 6-speed is right next to it, where I've done the gearbox and all that ready to go. But where it's sitting there now, the next process on that's not put anything together. It's actually pull stuff apart, and the rear axles and doing the rear axle seals and bearings and all that's coming up very soon, as I have, the oxyacetylene, the oxy LPG I use for doing the bearings. For 2 bottles, just the rent without the gas on 2 bottles here, it's about $460 a year to rent 2 bottles. So that's coming up early June. So I've used up the MIG gas. I need to take that bottle back and cancel the rent on that. And the oxygen, I've got there's quite a bit of oxygen left, so I thought, well, before I send that back, I'm actually going to try and do the multi-power axles, the 6-speed axles, and probably the 48 TE20 axles, and get them all finished, ready to go. That way I can send the bottle back. I might need the oxy for a little while, but what we're doing with it is Bunnings, which is a hardware store in Australia. Bunnings are doing gas now, and look, they're only doing the little D-size bottles, so they're the little handyman ones, but it appears that you pay $185 for the bottle, and you use it. There's no rent, and they run a swap and go thing. So once you've bought your bottle, or you've bought that bottle that's in your care, you can use it for 6 months and take it back. And when you take the bottle back, you actually get your money back for the bottle, and you just pay for the gas. So you don't get a refund on any gas that's left in the bottle. But so I thought, rather than pay $10 a week, it's costing us just rent on these bottles alone. BOC Gases, I've been to them next door to work, and they have a similar plan where you get 1 free bottle, 1 fill a year. But I thought, for me here, it's cheap enough for the price of the rent on these bottles. I could actually have 2 oxygen bottles sitting there and a MIG gas bottle, and then if I was halfway through a job and I run out, I could just swap the bottle over. Then when I went to town, I could swap it. And also, by going to Bunnings are open 7 days a week. And so if I did run out in the middle of a job, I'm 6 kilometres from Bunnings, so I could chuck the bottle in, do a quick swap and come back and fix things up. So that's the way we're going with the gas bottles. But just to use the oxygen, seems we've paid for it, and that and not throw it away. I'll probably be doing a quick couple of axles. Well, I'll definitely do the 6-speed, and I'm wanting to do the multi-power ones as well. There's no use going tractor trekking with old bearings. Remember, those of you that follow the series on the FE35, remember I popped the axles there to have a look? And next thing, the crown wheel bearing was bugging. So off we went, and we just kept chucking money at it until we come good. But anyway, perhaps the multi-powers like that, perhaps it's not. There was a 148 at the show, and he had 14.928s on the back, and boy, they were big tyres, big, tall, skinny ones. And oh, probably not skinny, so wide, but boy, that made it high at the back. I reckon that tractor would have had some road speed. But we were going to put 14.924s on the back of the road run tractor. I've got the barn find tractor. I only just clicked onto it yesterday when I was tidying up. The barn find tractor down there has 13.628s, and they're quite a tall tyre. So we may try that on the multi-power. I'm half thinking of popping them on the back of Goldie and put my GPS speedo on the dash and just do a run and just see what the difference from 11.2 to 13.628s would make in kilometres an hour, and just out of interest, but I have to find time to do that, so we'll see. I've got most of the tractors in behind me there. You can see Goldie, then over the back's Grumpy Dave. This one here, oh, that's Brad. I got off Brad. There's the Johnny 420 straight through here. Then over the back there's the Farmall 100. Over here I've got the 1640 John Deere 4-wheel drive. We're actually over here because today's Monday morning, and I'm sort of set up next to the bell housing and the high-low and the clutch set up on the John Deere 1640 4-wheel drive. So all being well, I should get a fair bit of that put together today and filmed. And all being well, the software for our business, we've made a change in business accounting software from my account right to Xero, and the lady's coming into the shop today. We've rolled the company file over. We had to pay another company to do that. Then the lady's coming in today to do that. So whether that goes seamlessly or whether I get a phone call, you better come in here and have a look at this or help us sort this out, who knows. So hopefully, I'm hoping for a day working on tractors and getting this high-low assembly done. And I still have to pull the flywheel off and pop it in the big lathe and machine that, and once I've got that done, we'll make quite a bit of progress on it. So this week there'll be nothing on the 6-speed unless I get excited one afternoon through the week and do some axles. With the heat coming over and the winter, well, winter comes on, so we try and mulch down the fruit trees and things like that. And but this hot spell, mulch around the fruit trees is a good thing. So I spent some time late yesterday doing that and watering them and getting them ready. So if we're going to have a hot week, I'll have to be ready for watering trees after work as well. So anyway, it's all happening in Bundy Bear's shed. Hopefully I'll get a fair run at these tractors today. And a couple of blokes at the show were coming home today, and they said, "Oh, we'll have to come and have a look, come and see you." And I was, "Oh, yeah, nothing to look at." And I said, "Yeah, we'll come in and have a look." I'm just hoping I get filming and not talking today. So anyway, we'll see how we go. So I just got an old t-shirt on and nice and comfy for the day, and we'll get cracking with that very soon. So look, that's going to be it for the week. There is a bit of footage on the end here, and a little bit of footage of the McDonald's. It's only a few minutes, it's not long. I've taken a couple of tractor pulls just to show you how we do it here in Australia if you're not an Aussie. And they hook them onto a sled, and how the sled works, for those who don't know, is the tractor, this is a tractor, and you have the sled here, and as you the further you pull the sled, the further up the weight comes on a big skid pan. And so it's just got a big steel skid, and when the weight's right back on the wheels at the back, it's quite easy to pull. But the further you pull it, there's a rope and on a winch drum hooked onto the pinion on the diff, and the further you go, it just winds and winds and winds this winch up, and the weight becomes further forward, further forward, further forward, and puts weight on that skid. And with all of the weights, there's a couple of weights on the skid. You can, for the light tractors, you can disconnect them and just run a lighter weight up. But when you got both weights hooked together and they pull up that ramp, it can pull up most of them. Yeah. So, but there was a fair bit of tractor pulling on the weekend. But like I say, we were chatting tractor trekking and parts and all sorts of little different things we were bugging around with. And I actually put the pickup hitch on the back of the gold tractor. So yeah, that was quite interesting. I took the carry-all off and just put the pickup hitch on, and it's nice and easy when you would drop your arms, hook the hook over to tie your tractor on, lift your arms up, it clicks in. It's not quite clicking in right. I'm going to radius the rod a little bit so it rolls in a little bit easier. But over the weekend, as I buggered around with it did get better. So anyway, look, that's it for this week. Thanks for stopping by. There's a little bit more footage coming up the end here, like I said, about a little bit of our weekend, and we'll catch you all next week, eh?
Cashing is down there. So go down and check them out. After you see that big rain. That should be a nice clubhouse up on a Bogan Street, near the Millbank Wall. I used to live about 3 blocks from there. So that's a good old day. Little old Hippler building. Not far from where they collected some of the police from. Those days. We now have a station up on Mountain Adam. In the 1970s. Built by Curry. Brick by brick. Up the hill. Built it. Way old. And been right. We've been up Mount Adam and it's quite inclined. So when you sit brick by brick and you walk up carrying the bricks, it's nice. So you individually take the rock. And you have to carry brick by brick up the hill. And also the gravel, the sand, concrete, they built it all. And it's still going strong today. We've got a repeater station up there and a big antenna. just needed to sit down on. When I'm over near the Amateur Radio Club to say good day to them, we come and say good day whenever we think. They've got a bit of shade and they're pretty friendly. How are you? Got some old radio gear dating back to the World War II. Boston gear as well, electronics. We also have a Morse code demonstration here. Then we can hear Morse code. The Morse code. SOS, about the only one I do know. That's funny. Yes.
What do you come?